What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back with another showdown breakdown for tonight's Thursday night football battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals, courtesy of Osmo.com. Tonight is an NFC West battle between two teams who don't look the most evenly matched, but there should be some opportunity if we can get the edges right. So right now, help me out with the power of positivity, and please like this video. And also comment the guy I think is going to break tonight's slate down below. I'm going to give you some interesting options to consider, but tell me who you think is the slate breaker that you have to have in a tournament winning lineup in the comments down below. But as always, we've got no time to waste here in the showdown breakdown, so let's get to it with the quarterbacks in this matchup, starting with Jimmy Garoppolo at Arizona in a game in which there are 26.5 implied points for the Niners. Jimmy Garoppolo projects to be the highest owned on the slate, but his low pass volume will require high efficiency to exceed value at his price, with Garoppolo at 27 attempts per game and no receiver running over 26 routes in Week 8. Arizona allows opposing QBs a 71% completion rate with 7.7 yards per pass and a nice 6.9% passing TD rate, so it's a solid spot overall despite Arizona's high 41% blitz rate that kind of gives some quarterbacks some troubles. And on the other side, we have Kyler Murray in this matchup versus San Francisco, in which there are 16.5 implied points for Arizona. Arizona's passing offense saw more work in Week 8 than in recent weeks with the return of Christian Kirk, but this is a brutal matchup given San Francisco's 128.7 passing yards per game allowed, with a 55% completion rate and a low 2.5% passing TD rate. Kyler could really struggle against the 33% pressure rate from San Francisco, and despite his rushing floor, I'd be inclined to have less than the field's estimated 60% ownership for him. And now onto the running backs, and let's talk Tevin Coleman and company in this matchup at Arizona. Tevin Coleman had a monster Week 8 with Matt Breida hurt, and he had 11 carries and 2 catches for 118 total yards, as well as 4 touchdowns. Coleman should have solid opportunity as a regular spot or a captain as the lead back with 4.7 yards per rush allowed by Arizona. Matt Breida and Raheem Mostert are questionable right now, but San Francisco's high 58% rush rate, regardless of whether it's those two or Jeff Wilson behind Coleman, it's possible for Coleman and another back to get enough value to be in a winning lineup tonight. And on the other side, we have the currently questionable David Johnson and Kenyon Drake in the matchup for San Francisco. David Johnson currently looks to be a game-time decision, and new acquisition Kenyon Drake would see a bigger than expected workload thanks to Chase Edmonds' absence if Johnson is ruled out. San Francisco allows a decent 4.4 yards per rush with a not great 66 run defense grade from PFF, so whichever running back starts may be the play to take from Arizona in a lineup loaded up with 49ers. And now onto the wide receivers and tight ends in this game. Let's talk about the San Francisco receivers at Arizona. Emmanuel Sanders led the team in routes at 26 in Week 8 with 5 targets for 25 yards. He should have a decent matchup, but not one nearly as good as George Kittle, given that Arizona gives up a 46% DVOA boost to tight ends, but both are in play due to Arizona's passing defense weaknesses. Deebo Samuel is a lower owned option who had 3 targets on 17 routes in Week 8, while Kendrick Bourne brought up the rear with 1 target on 12 routes, and both are not crazy dart toss plays despite their lack of volume. And on the other side, we have on paper a group that looks much less appealing with the Arizona receivers versus San Francisco. Christian Kirk led the team in routes in his Week 8 return with 34, as well as 10 targets compared to 32 routes and 4 targets for Larry Fitzgerald, with both running a similar amount of routes out of the slot, a big benefit given San Francisco's quality pass defense outside. Kirk and Fitzgerald are the strongest plays, but could see the toughest coverage when not in the slot, a benefit to Demir Bird's 33 routes run, or the 22 that Trent Sherfield ran in Week 8, while Charles Clay would feel like a big point chase with just 10 routes run, despite his 3 catches for 88 yards. And it could be important again to go to the defenses and the kickers, and let's start with Arizona's defense versus San Francisco. Garoppolo struggles some with turnovers with a 3.7% interception rate, but it seems unlikely that San Francisco can't find success on the ground enough to take Arizona's defense out of play, barring a lucky TD on defense or special teams for Arizona. Now we have a much better looking San Francisco defense at Arizona. Kyler Murray has a 20% sack rate when pressured, and that can make San Francisco interesting despite their high price point, with a 33% pressure rate, 12% sack rate, and a 23% pass deflection rate that's created a ton of turnovers for him. And it could be worth taking a look at the kickers in this matchup as well. Robbie Gould should see more possessions on his side of the field, and he's a perfectly fine option at the cheaper price of the kickers if the offense stalls out for San Francisco. Arizona's Zane Gonzalez has been the better kicker on the year and could benefit from San Francisco's stout red zone defense that allows 2.5 points per red zone trip, with the bigger issue that Arizona may not be able to move the ball well enough downfield. So there you have it. That's what I'm seeing so far for tonight's Thursday night football battle between the Niners and the Cardinals. So right now, please hit that like button and also comment your slate breaker down below. And if you want some player projections and ownership projections for the Showdown slate, use this promo code SWITCHANDHEDGE at osmo.com/join to get half off your first month. We're also doing a giveaway today on the @osmo_com Twitter handle. So over there and check out the pinned tweet to find a way to win a rest of season NFL pass. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I've got 7 days a week of content in the NFL and the NBA worlds of DFS. Of course, my own personal content as well. So check out what I'm doing right now on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I'll be back on Monday with another Showdown breakdown. So hope you all have a joyous and festive Halloween. Try not to egg too many houses. I'll see you guys again soon. So enjoy tonight's game and good luck.